Let's take a look at more from the Transformers Generations 2025 magazine.
Transformers Backstage, featuring Missing Link, which rediscovers Transformers toys from an archaeological perspective, and Wild King, a new series created by the younger generation. Be sure to check out these exciting collaboration projects. Missing Link prototype RC. RC, who made her debut in the movie, will be virtually reprinted as a new Autobot from 1986 lineup, moving from the present to the future. Since the Missing Link project began in earnest in 2022, the character's personality and concept have undergone repeated trial and error. This is an early concept sketch by Oshima Yuki drawn in 2022 when the project was launched. It was inspired by the same style as Cup and Blur from the same period. Comparative sketches of the car mode, an early draft of the anime that the toy was based on at the time. Actual final drafts and prototypes are on display. An early drawing from 2023, it was drawn with a 1986 style image in mind, and the form and transformation are significantly different from the final project. A CAD dated drawing based on the drawing on the left, this was the starting point for subsequent development. Head. To reduce flatness, make the head tilt and look up. At the curve here, is the chest smaller, adjust the angle. The waist is surprisingly the right size. Gouge the tires so you can see them. Difficult to stand, so please consider. Adjust the roll that is a little more inward. Can we make this a little obvious? Smile a little more. I want to add a screw hidden plate. I want to fill this gap. I think this is how the proportions of non-transforming foam prototype of RC will look like. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. Since it will be a transforming model, I'd like to adjust it as needed. The biggest difference from the current drawing is the size of the chest and the accompanying shoulder width. I would like to make the chest smaller and lift the pants accordingly. I would like to cut out the lower thigh to expose the cylinder of the knee joint. The shoulder pads cannot hide the tyres, and the shape should be vehicle oriented. I want to adjust the head shape. The picture shows the initial draft head of the foam prototype, but I also want to make the head from the Human Transformers episode that appeared in the anime. The foam prototype is a flat hand, but the current drawing is fine, but if possible I'd like the fingers to be movable, like a pot holder. If that's not possible, perhaps I should make a flat hand and make it a Blitzwing style, where the weapon is inverted into the palm. If possible, I'd like to carve the thigh so that the knee cylinder protrudes beyond the thigh. The image of the foam prototype is unclear and difficult to distinguish the fine details, so I think it's fine to sculpt it according to the original early draft of the anime. Even if you extend the toe, you can still deform it by tilting it and folding the heel when transforming. As we enter 2024, we made a major shift in direction. Rather than a vague 1986 style image, we now have a clear goal of recreating the foam prototype from the time. Oshima's revised proposal, based on the refined CAD he proposed, a form and proportions that will bring it closer to the prototype. A non-transforming, immobile styrofoam prototype model that was produced at the time and is thought to have been based on an early draft of the anime. It no longer exists, so photographs published in some media have served as reference material. This is the anime version of the head, recreated from the Human Transformers episode. This picture shows the initial draft of the foam prototype head. I also want to make the head from the Transformer Human episode that appeared in the anime. Is the angle at the cut at the back of the head designed to fit when the chin is tucked in? A sketch of the head based on the foam prototype, the back of the head cut off for ease of transformation, is reminiscent of Cup from the same period. A group photo of the final prototype and the 1986 product line. The goal for this product was to have a sense of size and feel that was familiar. In the case of Sunstreaker, development was carried out by processing photographs of previous products and refining the concept. Because Bumblebee and Cliff are small, it was necessary to incorporate joints into their minimal limbs. Development began with drawing double-sized blueprints. Concept by Oshima Yuki, inspired by the earliest overseas version before the secret emblem was introduced, and the chest sticker also features a nice micro-robot design that was featured in the original packaging and comics. This is the anime version. It also mentions the clear blue window and a new head with a different expression from the TF collection. Bumblebee drawings detailing the entire basic structure based on these CAD and prototypes are created, and the actual structure and strength are examined. Interview with Missing Link Development. First, could you tell us about RC's development? It actually took 4 years. Development began by exploring what criteria we should use. At one point, Oshima Yuka said, "Shouldn't we base it on the foam prototype?" which led to a major course correction. That prototype is the only vestige of the actual development at the time, so starting from there was the most appropriate for the Missing Link spirit. We used existing photographs as reference to refine the proportions. It was almost like archaeology. We relied on traces to reconstruct the design concept that must have been there. It seems the design of the user seal also had an archaeological perspective. We're recreating the same development methods as back then. Back then, the development department had a candy box filled with buckets of stickers from the past toys. Once we made a prototype, we'd pick out stickers from the box and stick them on, ready in time for trade shows and catalogue photo shoots. The stickers for the products were also made by tracing them. We've recreated that method. We recreated that technique and picked up patterns from existing products pre-1986 that fit the era. In the case of Sunstreaker, was it developed without the use of design sketches? There is no right development format for Missing Link, so this time we were trying out a method where we take photos of the toys from that time and add drawings and processed images on top of them to refine the specifications. Attention to detail on the red sticker side of the car mode. It seems like you paid special attention to the red sticker on the side of the car mode. Originally, the toy at the time had a red sticker that didn't match the yellow body. They probably forgot to correct the colour when they changed it from Diaclone to Transformers. If we were to correct it now, it would change the impression, so this time we've painted it red and prepared a yellow user sticker. There are also red foil stickers. We hope people enjoy this meaningless act of sticking a red sticker on a red painted surface. This is a Missing Link commitment. The Cordon, which was released at the same time, didn't exist at the time. It's a great character, isn't it? It's a phantom transformer, so to speak. It's not because it's a standard colour variation, but because it was a form that existed at the time. It's a virtual reprint based on the idea that it was the first product of the Cordon character released at the time. I heard that special moulds are used for the parts. When I looked at materials from the Diaclone era, I found that the sticker on the belly next to the cockpit was specified to be stuck in the opposite direction to that of the Countach. In Missing Link, the sticker is sculpted so a special mould was needed to reproduce it. Please tell us about the team members. When we transitioned from Diaclone, one of the elements that was cut was the squad members. However, Sunstreaker was the first car robot mode and has a gimmick that allows you to transform with the squad members still in the cockpit. I also think at the time there were many children who played with their own Diaclone squad members as spikes. This time we included that as a Missing Link to complement the play. The product comes with a product catalogue. Now that we have a complete lineup, we were able to create a catalogue that feels like the old days. It's one way of evoking the touch and memories of the past. Finally, why did you choose Bumble and Cliff as your second product? Well, first of all, we wanted to release Bumblebee quickly. He's an important character for G1 and the current Transformers. From a development standpoint, these two figures were easy to handle as they had a relatively clear goal in mind. The joints of the limbs were easy to imagine, so we focused on the ability to turn the neck and store weapons. Cliff's drawings also have the word hubcap on them. He's a rare character from that time, with toys available but not in the anime. I hope he'll play an important role somehow, as a missing link that complements the history that could have been. It's something I've always had in mind, and I'd like to provide a medium, anime or comics, and release it in the proper way. The anime version is called the Hero Set. We chose that name because there's a long history and it has been used several times, including in the set inside the Classic Pretenders and Seven's Cheap Toys. Bumblebee's animated face has been designed with a different expression from the one made for Transformers Collection. The original toy had this design and the animation was created based on this. That's what we're assuming. Incidentally, the limbs and the window parts are made from the same mould, so they were cast twice to recreate the transparent window. Finally, tell us about future developments. Well, thanks to you, the development structure for Missing Link is on track, and we're looking forward to releasing new items on a regular basis, while focusing on items that can be updated. We'd like to mix in challenging items like RC in between. We're also considering developing items with a high level of difficulty, like Ironhide or Ratchet. We're carefully considering how to come up with interesting answers that are unique to Missing Link. It's about time for a Decepticon as well. We have a hidden surprise in store that will make people say, oh, that's coming out. And finally, please give us a message. Missing Link is not just a remake, it's a virtual reprint of a product that may have existed in the past, reconstructed using modern technology and the passion of the time. During development, there are moments when you think, this could be what someone was trying to do back then. When you create the blueprints, you get the feeling, this is what the designer was thinking. It's like reading a mystery novel. That's the most interesting part of this project. I encourage you to measure the toys and explore the thoughts of the developers. If you find that fascinating, you're suited to developing Transformers. The product catalogue, included with the CO5 and CO6, is designed to recreate the atmosphere of the time. It's the Missing Link that allows you to enjoy not only the toys, but also the contents, packaging, and styrofoam packaging materials. The MPG project. The God Bomber that combines with the MPG-09 Super Jinrai is available in two variations by replacing parts. The regular version, and the Phantom prototype version, all illustrations by Yuki Oshima. Prototype head. Instead of the head itself, the idea of replacing the helmet was also considered. Trial version colour. All colours used are the same as the regular God Bomber. There are no colours exclusive to the prototype. The head is the same metallic grey as the chest, silver face, light blue eyes. The back of the head is black. Only one side of the frame is black. The top and bottom are left unpainted. The chest panel is the same metallic grey as the chest. Red accents on the right chest. The left chest is painted blue and black. The rifle is black, the feather ornament is red, and the duct is silver. If possible, the base should be moulded in metallic grey if it cannot be painted silver. The cannon is black, cannon tip is plated. A sketch of the prototype God Bomber. The large God cannon, head and left and right chest parts all have different shapes. The missiles on the back of the feather ornament are silver. If you have the space, they can be emitted. MPG-15 Cybertron Rattle. The latest in the Beast Warrior series, following on from the Masterpiece series. It's a small body that contrasts with the others and incorporates the definitive style and mobility of Rattle. The illustrations are once again by Yuki Oshima. The shape of the arm is specified in CAD. The size and movement of all fingers are also taken into consideration. Beast mode. Since it's based on CG, there are instructions that it should be slightly jagged. The teeth and of 8 back teeth, the gums present, tongue is simple, the upper jaw has 8 teeth. Eye link. It's a bit choppy, it has eyelids. Nylon beard for a discreet nose parting. When sculpting a beard, it will break up like a low polygon, and the 3 hairs will not be evenly spaced and will not line up vertically at the hairline. Movable ears are for expression and robot transformation. It is important that the front teeth of rodents are connected to the cheek line so that the mouth line does not become a mechanical board when opening and closing. Wrist swing inside and out. The ankle swing should be deep on the inside to allow contact with the ground and also slightly bent on the outside to allow for standing on one leg. I want to offset the elbow axis and bend deeply on one axis. I want to offset the hip joint and raise it forward by more than 100 degrees. If that's difficult, can I use it in combination with bending and stretching the waist? Offset the knee axis and bend deeply on one axis. Cut the calf interference on the thigh side. You want to bend your ankle deeply in the flexion and extension direction because you're bracing yourself in this pose, but also want to bend it in the extension direction because you're touching the ground. An early design sketch of the head. The wrinkles on the brain detail are also different on both sides. Various moulds have been proposed. A sketch of the head incorporating a lighting gimmick. Facial expressions are included. The Brat Beam Gun, Kill Mark and Cybertron Maximum Mark are printed. Compared to Rhinox, the comparison between not only the robot mode but also the beast mode is important. Proposed variations for the tail, final product, uses a movable tail with an inconspicuous hinge. Wild King project. We're planning a plot that will defy your expectations. Kazuki Takada and Hiroyu Onoshi are responsible for Wild King development. First, please tell us about how this project was launched. Well, this Wild King project is being led by us young people. It started with the question, what kind of Transformers will resonate with today's Japanese children? Onishi, I was involved as a supporter, so to speak, supporting from behind the scenes. I generally didn't interfere, but would respond when asked for advice. Where did the idea of vehicle and beast come from? In the end, we decided to properly convey the basics of Transformers and decided to focus on Optimus and Megatron. Based on Earthspark and 1, we aimed for a worldview that wasn't a simple conflict of good and evil, by starting the story on the premise that the two had reconciled. In fact, at first there was an idea to go with just Beast. With the recent release of Beast Awakened, there was also an idea to include Primal. Motifs such as giraffes and elephants also have a uniquely Japanese feel. Takada, it is an animal that is familiar to Japanese children. I chose this motif as it evokes the old Beast Wars 2nd. It was also important that it be reminiscent of Bumblebee as a yellow character, and that colour goes well with the lightning attribute. Since he is the one that explains the story, I wanted to create an image of the talkative Bumblebee from 1. Please tell us about the attributes of energy. Takada. We introduced it because we thought it would be familiar from games and the like. It also works well with the scramble fusion of limbs, and we aim to broaden the scope of play, for example by making a water element character strong against a fire element enemy. The combination gimmick is truly a scramble. Takada. The Cyberworld series sold overseas focuses on gimmicks and size, but we combined block-like reassembly and combination elements to suit the taste of Japanese children. The Energy Masters are basically designed to be able to transform completely, and we wanted the arms to be able to be stored in the legs so that the parts wouldn't get lost when combining. The Energy Beasts share a common base, but they have different transformation bases and parts. The arrangement gives it individuality. When the head and tail are removed, they are not attached in a biased manner, and the joints can be switched between double and single. While also having to balance costs, the paint is also detailed for this class. The chest designs of Optimus and the others are also meaningful. Takada. I was in charge of the design inside the chest. Optimus incorporates the Matrix design, while Megatron incorporates the cog design. In fact, the chain detail around Megatron's cog is a hint at a future story. With the introduction of Thunderbeak, it's now possible to equip 5 energy parts. I thought of a way to make it seem like 4 is the limit, but then betray it. When combined with the back, there's not much change when viewed from the front, so I also wanted to change the expression with the shield parts. Finally, please give us an overall summary of Wild King. The young team's performance was very encouraging. They tried and failed on their own initiative to find the answer. I think that attitude is the root of manufacturing. I just gave them a little push. And as a fan, I'm really looking forward to seeing how things develop from here. The fusion of the 6 is just a milestone. We have plans to surprise everyone with more fusions of different concepts and additions of new characters, so please look forward to it. Kaisuke Takada. He was transferred to the Transformers team from another department about 2 years ago and has been involved in the Wild King project since its inception. He also works on T-Spark items. Synergex Transformers and Zoids. Announced at the 2024 Tokyo Toy Show, this collaboration symbolises T-Spark, a fusion of Takara Tomi's 3 major titles, is based on a scanned version of the Shield Liger Zoid, piloted by Diaclone Troopers, and transforms from Shield Liger mode into Optimus Prime. Customizable joints allow for integration with other Diaclone items. It's also compatible with the separately sold TF Power Base, allowing for display in both modes. Diaclone Team Members version 2. 2 Diaclone members, the foundation of the Diaclone world, are included. Diaclone members pilot the Shield Liger, a machine representative of Zoids. The cockpits in the chest and back are compatible with Diaclone personnel. Optimus Prime mode. The robot mode features Optimus Prime design with Autobot insignia printed on both soldiers. The bullet core is compatible with a separately sold Diaclone machine. A bullet core module compatible machine that carries Diaclone members is mounted on the back. It functions as a small machine on its own. A flying vehicle in which the bullet core and back unit are separated and transformed. Various weapons can be mounted. And Shield Liger mode, it has a fully posable body, an electric roaring action on the head, and the display mode where the cockpit simply lights up. Deployable missile pods are reproduced on the sides of the waist. The included Road Viper can be stored in the torso. Midterm concept sketch showing the electric gimmick that is a symbol of the Zoid and the interaction with Diaclone members. 2 initial sketches. The Liger head is modelled after the Lion Convoy, and which is modelled after the Lycon. 2 initial sketches. The Liger head and Matrix are being considered, inspired by Leo Convoy. Synergex Basara Prime, a surprising collaboration with Macross 7 celebrating its 30th anniversary. 5 Valkyrie transforms into Optimus Prime-esque Basara Prime, singing a song that resonates throughout the universe. A grey prototype of Basara Prime on stage. The cockpit features Matrix details. Hold the guitar fused with the Matrix with movable fingers. A container transforms into a live stage mode. The head will come with a Petimus style mask, as well as 2 open masks reminiscent of File Valkyrie. Yuya Onishi in charge of development. Shield D Prime. The expectations of each fan. The challenge was to combine these strengths without betraying the brand and create an appealing output without breaking down. The first thing we struggled with was the electric gimmick. This was presented as a condition for using the Zoids brand, so it was difficult due to structural constraints for complete transformation, as well as issues with volume and electrical wiring. The most distinctive Diaclone element is the pilot riding element. This is expressed through a flying mecha that can be completed by recombining it using the bullet core. I think we approached this project with positive thinking and a determination to incorporate everything, and with the combined efforts of all team members, we believe we've created an item that will become the face of the T-Spark brand. Basara Prime was planned to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Transformers and the 30th anniversary of Macross 7. Because it is a collaboration of transformation and transformation, it was difficult to come up with the plan and concept. With the support of Big West, the rights holder of Macross 7, we were able to come up with an interesting plan with loads of play value, including the ability to transform into various modes, including the live stage mode, an original mode for this collaboration. There are modes that have not yet been announced at the time of this book's release, but it took a lot of effort to realise these modes mechanically. We hope you will try out this collaboration product. Special message from the artists. I'm honoured to have been offered the cover of Transformers Generations, which I look forward to every year. This year the Wild King series is being developed in Japan, so I was happy to draw Lightning Optimus. Amamiya Tetsu is a member of Trigger. As a director, he's worked on popular series such as Gridman, Dinosaur and Gridman universe and served as director, storyboard artist, and animation director for the Transformers Anniversary special movie. He volunteered to participate in the Ekinev Jump for animated and also provided packaging art for Cute Transformers, The Road to Ever More Popularity, and a collaboration project with Bump of Chicken. Comic illustrations. He's also provided concept art for packaging for Predaking in Steel, God, Adamas Machine, and the Flame Toys plastic kit Fury Mode, which has not yet been released in Japan. Oshima Yuki's Special Comics. The RC prototype, which makes a shocking release of Missing Link, is a character I'd like to see how it played a role in the story, so I've been given the chance to draw a new Metro Wars. The first comic I drew for this Transformers Generation magazine was Metro Wars, but at the time, going back to the mysterious Scramble City project, I'm also going to bring back memories of playing with my favourite toy I was given as a child, as a fellow Autobot. I put it all out there. Who on earth is this, and who exactly is this spy? I hope you turn the pages and try to guess. He's a figure sculptor, illustrator and manga artist, a member of the modelling unit Eyewater, and in charge of sculpting prototypes in Kaido. In addition to sculpting, he has diverse talents in illustration, design and comic writing. He currently works on illustrations for Figure King. In 2003, he was in charge of the design and sculpting of Leica Vein, a collaboration between Kaido and Takara Tomy. Since then, he has been involved in the design, sculpting and packaging art of various Transformers items, in particular for Kiss Burr, released in 2006. He was in charge of not only the design and sculpting, but also the overall production of the project. He currently plays a central role in the design of MPG, Missing Link and other products. This year, Ghostbusters Ectotron Ecto-1 was released in Japan, but another product commemorating the 30th anniversary of Transformers and Ghostbusters was released overseas, and this is the one we'd like to introduce. Ecto 35 Optimus Prime Edition. This Ghostbusters collaboration product is based on the MP10 Convoy. It was released as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive in 2019 and also appeared in this form alongside Ecto-1 in the crossover Transformers Ghostbusters published by IDW that same year. The Energon Axe and Spike figures are omitted, but instead a Proton Bag and Ghost figure are included, which can be worn in both robot and vehicle modes. The roller can be transformed into a Ghost Trap with additional parts. The container transforms into the Ectobase that can carry an Ecto-1. The back of the packaging is also designed to resemble a Proton Pack. There's also a strap on the front, so you can actually wear it on your back. And then here we just have the credits, and the special thanks, and the copyright information.